I want to kick things off by going back to that moment you saw your A1C at 9.6. So many people feel stuck when they're handed tough news about their health. Can you take us into your mindset at that time? What did seeing that number trigger for you?
Honestly, it was like a punch to the gut. I remember just staring at that lab report, kind of numb. I'd been coasting along, but that number just screamed, "You can't keep going like this." It finally made diabetes feel real, like not just something I manage, but something that could seriously derail my life if I didn't act.
That's such a raw reaction, and I think a lot of listeners can relate. Did you feel more fear or motivation coming out of that moment, or a little of both?
A bit of both, actually. There was definitely fear. I mean, no one wants to imagine complications down the road, but it also lit a fire under me. I kept thinking, if that number can go up, maybe with the right changes, it could come way down. That was the start of really owning my health journey.
That drive to change things led you to the Dexcom CGM system. I've heard people call continuous glucose monitoring a total game changer. Was it an easy decision to jump in, or did you have doubts?
I was actually pretty skeptical at first. I kept thinking, do I really want another device attached to me? But the first week blew my mind. Suddenly I could see, in real time, exactly what foods or even stress were doing to my blood sugar. It wasn't just numbers, it was a story about my body.
That's kind of wild, like getting a peek behind the curtain. Did having that stream of data change the way you approach daily decisions?
Completely. Before, I'd just react when I felt off. Now, it's like I'm driving with GPS for the first time. If I see my numbers start to rise, I don't have to wait for a crash. I can tweak my plan on the fly. It took away so much of the guesswork.
So you've got the CGM, but you also rely on your smartwatch as your personal health dashboard. What inspired you to start tracking all these extra metrics like sleep, heart rate, and SpO2?
Funny thing is, at first I used it just to count steps. Then I realized every part of my day, how I sleep, how I move, even my stress levels shows up in my blood sugar. Tracking everything in one place made it much easier to spot what was actually helping or hurting.
I bet that kind of feedback can be eye-opening. Did any particular metric surprise you in how much it affected your diabetes management?
Absolutely, sleep was a game changer. I'd have days where my glucose was all over the place, and then I'd look back and see I'd only slept 4 hours the night before. Once I really focused on rest, it was like my whole system calmed down. It's wild how much those little habits add up.
That actually reminds me, comparing your Dexcom data and smartwatch stats seems like a detective game. How do you piece together those clues to make actual changes in your routine?
It's like running my own mini lab. For example, if I noticed my blood sugar spiked at 10 a.m., I'd check if I'd slept well or what I had for breakfast. If the trend kept repeating, I knew exactly where to tweak things, maybe swap out the meal or get to bed earlier.
That sounds both empowering and a little overwhelming. Did you ever get bogged down by all the data, or did it start feeling more natural over time?
At first, it was a lot, I won't lie. But once I saw real results like more energy, better numbers, it became addictive in the best way. Now, spotting a pattern feels like solving a puzzle. It's made healthy choices way less random and way more rewarding.
We've talked a lot about technology, but you've mentioned your wife and mother-in-law being a huge part of this journey. What difference did that kind of support make for you?
Honestly, I couldn't have done it without them. Every meal at home turned into a team effort. They'd research recipes, tweak ingredients, and make sure nothing ever felt boring or restrictive. It's hard to explain the peace of mind that brings when you know your food is both delicious and right for you.
That kind of partnership sounds powerful. Did having their encouragement make it easier to stick to your new habits on tough days?
Absolutely. On days when I wanted to just give up and order takeout, they'd jump in with something creative or just check in with how I was feeling. Having that kind of backup turned what could have been a solo struggle into a shared victory. It's really the backbone of my progress.
It's clear you've made massive progress, but I get the sense you're not done yet. What are you most excited or even a little nervous about as you look ahead at your health journey and new technology?
I'm genuinely excited to see how far tech can go. Imagine an all-in-one device that just handles everything seamlessly. But until then, I'll keep tracking, adjusting, and learning. There's always something new to discover, and honestly, I love that my results are proof that small, smart changes add up.
For listeners out there feeling stuck or overwhelmed by their own health numbers. Any last words of advice?
Start small and get curious. That's what helped me. Use the data as a helping hand, not a judge. And don't be afraid to lean on your people. Those little changes and that extra support, they really do snowball into something huge.